Well, hello everyone and welcome to the plot tour at the end of October. We've got a break between the storms and the rain, and we did have a frost just over a week ago, about a week and a half, and that has taken out sort of dahlias and the marigolds. This front section is all sort of planted up with daffodils and alliums, as the naughty is still going. So we have bought and put in some new strawberries. This is a variety called Marshmello. There's quite a few YouTubers we've seen growing them. So we're hoping that these do well. We have saved some runners from the Cambridge favourite, which we're intending to put in the spare bath. So the residues are all down from the climbing beans, and the fruit bushes are all budding up as well as dropping their leaves. Carrot bath is giving us a steady supply of sweet candle carrots. And these two blackcurrant cuttings are dying down, and this has got ericaceous compost in it from the blueberries, but they're not going to go back in here. I'm going to scrape off some and keep it for potting up the blueberries, and we'll top this up with just some normal compost. So we've had an attack of the foxes, and they ripped up 3 of our remaining potato pots, and I think they were after the chafer grubs, and unfortunately they made a bit of a mess of the potatoes. They are usable, but highly scratched. So our fallow bed full of chicory, so this is going to be putting off us on a stonking display. Quick look at the orchard, and these are the strawberry runners. Actually, one of them still has decided to start flowering. So I've got a dying down cutting I struck from Waldo, the thornless blackberry. So we've got 67 onion seedlings have gone in here for overwintering. So hopefully, if this mild spell continues, they'll be able to take. So we've got cabbages down in this middle here with some bolting pak choi around, and we've got some stonking sprouts. And so this one here, it's difficult to see, but some of the sprouts are almost reaching the size where you can actually eat them. So the peppers and marigolds, I've chopped them all down, just leave the residues on the top here, left the roots in. So that's another thing I was going to talk about to do with no-dig, and some of the negatives about it is the compaction that you can get in certain types of soil. And we've got a sandy, silty one where the fine particles fill in the cracks and crevices. So if we pulled out the roots, then that fills in with the silt and sets like concrete. So it's best for us to leave the roots in for as long as we can, either living roots over the winter or just roots that are dying down. Foxgloves, they're going to be crazy next year. And the plum, not the plum, it's a cherry, yes, it died down very quickly, so we're hoping it's okay. So the marigolds in front of the shed, they have survived. It's such a sort of milder area there with the reflected warmth. I must tame this rosemary. The rosemary always seems to be flowering, it never seems to stop. There's always little flowers on it, and the bees love it. So we got a Nicotiana that's just carrying on regardless. So I'm going to have a good close look at this festooned red love apple. I think some of the loops where I've tied them up have come loose, so it's a bit of a mishmash of branches all over the place. And the Phacelia, it's going nuts, but we have allowed it to, and that gives the bees something late in the season to have a go at. So I will be sorting out this area through the winter. I need to get to the back there where it's overgrown, and I'm sure the poor guttering is just not doing what it's meant to do. Well, still got a pink surviving. These peppers certainly aren't. They have seen better days. So I hauled out the water iris and reduced it to about 1/3, and that has proved to be the reason why the water level was constantly going down. It was just being wicked away by the vast amount of foliage that the iris had. So sadly the Otto's Thrill dahlia got smashed to bits by one of the storms, so I had to take that down. We've still got White Perfection and Café au lait sort of intermingling with one another there. But this whole section is going to get rearranged. The sort of aster that went bonkers in the front here, plan is to move it back. There's always one lily. This one's just refusing to die down. Oh, it's a shame we missed the day just a couple of days ago. Gertrude Jekyll was flowering. She's got some more buds, but we've missed that day. So sadly the dahlias have given up in the pots. This one on the left here didn't even flower, didn't make it, but they're going to be shifted. That gooseberry cutting is looking all right. And the pluot is doing its usual, and it's started to blossom again. It's I don't know what planet it thinks it's living on that has a spring every 6 months, but it seems to be determined. And of course last year we had the best fruit set ever on it in November, which was useless. And the raspberries, even though it's an autumn version, it is well and truly finished. We have the forest of Sweet Alyssum underneath the plum trees. That's doing really well. I'd love to say the same about the plum trees, but we'll see how they do next year. Of course the sweet corn residues are dropped. There was somebody I was watching, I will name no names, but they chopped down their sweet corn residues and took them to the tip, and I was twitching. Don't get rid of your own stuff that you can actually compost down. So parsnips are looking lovely. It's almost a shine on some of the leaves, which is always a good sign of health. The lipids will be shining in the sunshine. So there's various field beans have gone in here. We're trying to get a sort of cover crop green manure on the go, because the lettuce was what was in there. And we got the bonkers brassicas, the Swedes, beetroot. There's a cabbage there, have to keep an eye on that one. And we got bits of an odd bod collection in here. Turnips and cabbages and beetroots. I wonder what that is. So, yes, here we are, the dahlia disaster area. This is a warts and all video, because I would normally be cutting those down and just dropping the residues, just laying them on top would be sufficient just to give the overwinter protection. Now we're still getting lovely little flowers on the chicory. and we got more chicory coming for next year. So I've tidied up and the bark area. I've lifted all the bark, removed the plastic. I also took up all the shale, washed it, put it back. But you can see as we're going to have a problem now, because this is lots of little Phacelia seedlings that are going to take without the plastic there. But from all the reading we've been doing, I say that the fruit trees would not really appreciate the plastic around them. They'd rather be helped out by some living roots from other things. I always think that little heucheras does really well there. I've got some borage that's still flowering. At least the bees are trying to find what there is left. Oh, the range gauge has got something in it, so I'll have to make a note. It looks like about 4 millimeters. That'll add to the collection for the month. And there we are. That is the plot tour for October. Hope everyone's keeping well, and I will catch you in the next month. Bye for now.